What's up, guys? Football Fumble back again for another FPL video. I'm Ross,
I'm Adam.
and today we are reviewing last week's FPL game week, previewing the next game week, doing team selections, and getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Because I'm working
Don't want to
nights
talk about
and I'm
last
working
week.
days, and we don't have time to record 3 videos this week. So we're doing the one and just doing it all in one. But before we get into it, and we look at my game week 3, please, if you have ever enjoyed a video on our channel or enjoy this one, consider hitting the subscribe button either in the bottom right hand corner of the video or down below. It helps us more than you can imagine, especially in the early stages of the channel. It really helps us grow. So yeah, let's get into my game week 3. Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Oh dear.
When the average for the week is 48,
And you're scoring 43.
it's not ideal.
I brought in Eze for Bailey because Bailey doesn't seem like guaranteed starter. Within 10 minutes of the Aston Villa game, on the 3 p.m. kickoff, Bailey assist. Yeah. It was just foreshadowing.
You knew it was going to happen.
Trent and Cancelo don't make much of a difference because, massively high ownership.
James had a shocker.
Yeah.
Chelsea had a shocker.
We both transferred in James, right? Before even looking at your team.
Yeah. We both made that much.
Have we made
an error?
An error. Or
that one game week, yes.
Reactionary.
But it's probably reactionary. In the long run, I reckon they'll be all right. But Mendy as well. Can we take a minute? That mistake he made.
Yeah, I know. And do you know what? It's a bit of a dodgy outlook because if Chelsea don't go back to the 5, because they were playing a 4 against Leeds, were they not?
Yeah.
Chelsea are the only double kind of defensive 5 that I've got doubled on, Mendy and James.
Yeah.
And if they start becoming shaky at the back, that could be a bit of a structure problem that we have to address, even though I've only just brought in James.
It might have to be one of probably Mendy up, but then it kills James because he's playing an out-and-out right back role.
Yeah. Martinelli, another contribution. How people still don't have in their sides is unreal at that price tag.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Kulusevski, not a blank. Eze blanked, unfortunately. That was my one hope differential for this game week, but there we go.
Yeah.
Haaland with another assist, was it not? It was an assist.
Goal.
No, he scored, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Did he get booked? He must have got booked.
Something not
happened.
100%.
And Jesus with just bonus
points, assist. The assist, wasn't it?
Ah, yeah, he did get an assist for Odegaard.
The assist and then bonus is what I say.
Now, Jesus, Adam. Jesus.
How he
didn't bag and haul against Bournemouth.
Yeah, he should have done that.
It's more unlucky than anything, to be honest.
It was annoying because he did everything right. It was perfect, other than not putting the ball in the net. A few players missing chances.
And he had that goal disallowed for being a hair follicle offside.
There was his little pass through to Martinelli, and then he's drilled it basically straight at the keeper and it's bounced out to Odegaard.
He's
Martinelli puts that away.
There's no doubt about the fact he's man of the match. And
him and Saliba.
What can you do? Yeah, Saliba's incredible, man. Well,
he is genuinely worth looking at in FPL at this rate. The fact you've got, what is he, 20, 21? Him from the edge of the box, lobbing the keeper basically with his weaker leg.
Oh, mate, outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. But we'll move on to your team. As we know, the only difference is...
Boom, there it is.
Week 3. That was completely smooth. Anyway, we know the only difference is our teams are Kane and Haaland because we keep accidentally making the same moves without even discussing them. So round of applause for us.
Funnily enough,
and
got the same point.
They scored like dead school, yeah. So we've scored the same amount of points. Andreas on both of our benches as first sub with 8 points.
Andreas wasn't mine that week. It was Williams was my first one, I want to say, but
well, that's a bit nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on.
New rank's not looking nice.
No, it's not. No, 1.6 million. It doesn't matter too much at this stage, but
it's not looking good.
It's not ideal, is it?
Not deep, is it? It's not deep. We'll climb it back. Things I'm looking at is Rashford is 6.3 million.
Yeah, should we talk about Man United assets and should we talk about the Liverpool assets? Because obviously, the biggest game of the weekend, 2-1 Man United against Liverpool at Old Trafford. No one expected
We were all United for that game, weren't we? We just were, in the nicest way possible.
We'll stick to straight FPL chat for now. Trent's on a 0-pointer.
It's not worth reactionary panicking and chucking him away yet.
Reactionary. I mean, he's one of the most transferred out players so far this game week.
And they have
Bournemouth at home next.
There's gold. There's assists. We know there's so much in that for him.
Likely clean sheet as well. I know, for whatever reason, Liverpool don't look as good as they usually are defensively, and they've conceded first in 7 Premier League games in a row, which is odd for them. But there's no need to be so reactionary. Obviously, the last game week gone. I mean, I want to say I'm glad I got rid of Robertson, but James scored 1 point, and it was to facilitate getting Eze in, so I'm not in the end, really.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Well, Bailey got a goal contribution, but we'll slide past that.
The person I'm looking at the most is Rashford. I can't lie. 6.3 is so cheap.
Rashford at 6.3 does seem. What are Man United's fixtures looking like at the moment?
Oh, I can double check.
Can you get them up for me? Awesome. But yeah, I mean, Rashford, Sancho, they're both decent valued players. I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't go for a defender. I still think they're going to leak goals.
Rashford.
But in terms of Liverpool, there's going to be a lot of people panic selling Liverpool players. Awful idea, don't do it.
So United next have Southampton away.
Southampton are ropey. So
tough place to go.
If you want a differential, a Rashford could be a good option. Whether you want to get rid of one of your £8 million midfielders that
you've just got to look a lot longer into the distance. So next 4 or 5 weeks, he's got he plays Leicester straight after. Then he plays Arsenal. So big game. Then Palace, Leeds, City.
Great.
Leicester don't, but Palace look good. Leeds look good.
I think it's about time we start looking at Arsenal as one of the worst fixtures you can have.
Yes, I know. I being an Arsenal fan, I can't get my hopes up just yet.
Of course,
I've only seen 3 weeks of it.
I think Arsenal looks so impressive.
We do.
And trying to take pessimism out of the equation, I think behind Liverpool and City, it's the next hardest fixture right now.
At this current moment in time. And if United can play the way they did, United are up there. And if Newcastle can play the way they did against City,
Newcastle are very solid.
They are another team to be worried about. Other than that, nothing major at the minute.
No, I'm going to move on to my team selection. Have I gone for any changes? Have I made any transfers? Let's find out. No, I haven't.
No, yeah.
It's the same side. I am sticking with Jesus captain. Fulham have conceded the most clear. I think what's it called? Big chances in the Premier League so far with 9. And Arsenal at home.
We got goals.
They have always been good at home. Arsenal always.
We have goals in us. I'm sat here rubbing the badge.
On the carpet, Jesus. I can see a haul coming. I really can.
He just at the minute he looks unstoppable. I don't think he can be stopped.
He does look incredible. I must admit. Any other things you want to mention on my team selection, Adam?
I mean, you've got Eze against City again. That's just to roll the transfer over, so you've got the 2 to give yourself a bit of playing space, bit of room to run around with.
I've just realised that it says old rank 22,000 and new rank 686,000. The old rank is wrong. The old rank was 200,000 something, but we'll ignore that.
Yeah, we'll over that one.
But yeah, I'm sticking the same, and I think if we move on
to
yours as well, we'll notice a theme with what we're doing here. That is. Hang on. Back again.
Back again, and there we go.
So you can see a theme with what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your captain just quickly. You've not actually decided yet, have you?
I don't actually know. I mean, Jesus is like a preliminary one. It's between obviously him or Salah. Kane against Forest. Forest just looked too good to captain Kane. It would be a massive differential for like our like things and just most selection, but Jesus gets Fulham or Salah Bournemouth is the only way you're going, really, isn't it?
Now, we've both gone very calm, right? We've not made any drastic. Well, we've not made any changes at all. Now that leads us onto the point that we want to make. That this video is called something like FPL players stop doing this or don't do this.
Stop
Probably
panicking.
Capitals or something like that, because apparently that's a YouTube thing. I've seen a lot of people with teams fairly similar to ours and teams who, they've got a decent structure. There's clearly a template there and a plan that they had from game week 1.
Yeah.
Hitting wild cards and or hitting -8s and stuff like that. Now, there's a reason that the players that are all in these templates have returned big over multiple seasons, as opposed to
the
just
season
on game weeks, right? We've had 3 game weeks. Personally, my first game week was a 90-pointer. As my old rank, my first rank was 22,000 or something like that. So I had an incredible week, and that was on a very template side. And then we've had 2 poor game weeks, which I think a lot of people have had the same trajectory, who have had templatey teams, right?
Yeah.
Now, if this was mid-season and the template had worked for the majority of the season up until game week 12, and there was 2 game weeks in a row that were poor, would everyone be panicking and hitting wild cards?
Probably.
Well,
not. No, probably not.
Say, probably not,
yeah,
right?
no, not at that rate. What's getting me as well is we've got 2 wild cards for the season, and you've got the unlimited transfers during the World Cup period.
Yeah, and these players that a lot of people have in their teams, like Trent, like Cancelo, like James, even though I think there is a case of taking him out. I think we've seen people take out Salah, panic sell Haaland, panic sell Kane. I'll take, obviously Haaland doesn't make this work for this point, but there's a reason over multiple seasons they've been the highest scorers in FPL.
I'm just sitting here looking at like the top transfers out. Like, I mean, I know there's a massive jump between it, but Trent has a 342,000 as of right now.
There is no need to panic sell these players. It's likely going to bite you in the ass. And not only that, when we reviewed our seasons and we did those videos where we reviewed them, don't watch them, the quality was awful, but that's another story. The thing we both noticed big time, and one of probably the biggest reasons that our first half of the seasons was so much worse score-wise than our second half of the seasons,
because we were
we were very reactionary and we'd taken too many hits, which you don't realise you're taking too many hits at the time. But when you add it up in hindsight, we lost a lot of points doing that. And that's all the thing we're trying not to do this season. I've not taken a hit yet. Alan's not taken a hit yet.
No.
And we're not planning on taking hits. Especially when you've got 2 wildcards this season to make the most out of, and the free transfer period in the World Cup. That's 3 opportunities right there to completely change your teams.
Which that's in what, like 7 or 8 game weeks time, isn't it?
Exactly that. Well, the World Cup's is about midway through the season.
Exactly.
So this season, more than ever, you should not be taking many hits.
At the minute, especially this early on, it's worth just, do you know what, like we're doing, sticking with like an Eze, letting the transfer roll over. You've got 2 to actually work with rather than using the 4 points. Otherwise, it's 4 points wasted.
And yes, all right, you mentioned Eze. He's got Man City away. How many times have you seen in FPL, have you transferred out a player or put him on the bench because he's got a bad fixture and not stuck with the long-term plan, and all of a sudden he's got a goal contribution against Man City away in a 5-1 loss? Like,
didn't last time Palace played City, they drew, didn't they? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Palace are a good side, by the way.
They are a good little team, so it's not worth chucking like 4 points away and panicking over it all.
Eze got a contribution against Liverpool away.
Exactly.
So yeah, fixtures matter when you're planning long term, but don't start panicking and taking hits because 1 or 2 players have poor fixtures for one game week. You should be planning, your moves
6-7 weeks in advance
anyway, looking at the fixtures on a more long-term basis, not to the point where you're going, oh, he's got a bad fixture this week, I'm transferring him out.
And then as
he hasn't performed last week or the week before, I'm transferring him out.
You should be planning the transfers
for a reason. And I mean, I only know this because I learn off players who have scored, who have had very high finishes in the past, or very good finishes in the past. These templates are there; they're proven, they've worked.
That's why everyone uses them. Yeah.
Be patient.
You want to plan your transfers well in advance, and then you should know roughly who you're looking at putting in at certain times throughout those game weeks. So say, 7 game weeks ahead, you should be like, he's got a really bad game, like a couple of runner games, get him out for those few games. You plan for them, not like the reactionary, take him in, out, in, out, in, out.
Exactly.
It just doesn't work like that. And I mean, the wild cards, me personally, I'm planning on using them for the World Cup period, unless things get really, really bad.
I think I'm aiming for game week 9 or 10, so halfway between now and the World Cup. Because obviously,
I'm just trying to hold out as late as possible. Yeah.
But there's one move I considered making this week, and again, it would have been slightly reactionary, but then again, I think based off of the eye test and looking how teams are performing compared to what we expected, I considered doing Mendy to Pope.
Yeah.
And that would have been using 1 free transfer, not taking any hits, 5 mil keeper for 5 mil keeper, and that would have been it. But
yeah,
I'm quite a big fan at the moment of rolling transfers and having a lot more flexibility.
Yeah.
If I do want to take a hit, it was likely to be a -4 with free transfers rather than a -8 or a -12, which we've all done in the past and probably regretted, right?
Exactly.
Adam, anything more you want to add?
I don't think there's too much to say. It's just that, again, don't panic. Calm. We need to get the Unai Emery clip out. Calm.
Well, on that note,
everything's
flowing. Everyone calm down. Up to you, Unai. And hey, if you enjoyed this video or appreciate our words of wisdom,
our really, really professional advice.
Our incredibly professional advice. I had a 700,000 finish last year.
Professional. We're not professional.
It's the whole point of the fumble part.
Our take on us,
it's just our take, right? If you enjoyed this review, preview, team selection, whatever you want to call it, do hit the like button. It helps us more than you can imagine. We really do appreciate it. Subscribe. I will get on my knees and beg. I'm not actually going to do that, but you do. And yeah, feel free to follow the socials at football_fumble. If you want to slide in our DMs and ask questions, please do.
Feel free.
And we have been Football Fumble. And we are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.